Student health services and counseling and psychological services are officially becoming part of Texas A&M Health's new initiative, University Health Services. Only 7 weeks from Election Day, Brazos County Commissioner's Court was canceled, and students weren't happy about it. And the Northgate District, located across from Texas A&M's campus, may see some changes in the coming months. I'm Caroline Wilburn, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Batt Signal. Among the many changes coming to A&M via the path forward, Student Health Services is seeing a change in organization. Here to talk more about the changes coming to health services is life and arts writer John Chapa. Thank you so much for coming on, John.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So, why is the university making these changes?
The transition comes from a recommendation of MGT Consulting Group's report on Texas A&M. Texas A&M had hired the group to conduct a comprehensive review of organizational structure and policies at A&M. And so University President M. Catherine Banks cited in her follow-up report, The Path Forward, that the idea to place SHS and CAPS under A&M Health was popular amongst stakeholders who reviewed the report.
So are the two programs moving under University Health the only changes that we're going to see?
SHS and CAPS will not only be integrated under University Health Services, but also expanded. Associate Vice President for University Health Services Nancy Farnwald, Ph.D., remarked on the change Path Forward Work Group number 22 envisioned for the new initiative. Farnwald said, quote, "The collaboration between SHS and CAPS is going to provide an opportunity for us to look at what else we can be doing to support our students. It's all about our students and their success. Their success is not only about their academic courses, but also their relationships and the access to healthcare when they need it."
Yeah, so what other changes are we going to see beyond that?
Well, another large change coming to the integration of SHS and CAPS is a Student Advisory Council. Farnwald said the official announcement pertaining to the council formation will be made in 6 to 8 weeks. Another aspect of University Health Services is the expansion of the culture of caring at A&M between faculty and students.
And what can we expect to see in the future for this program?
This is certainly only the beginning for University Health Services, but there is reason to be optimistic about what is in store for the future of student health care across the country. Farnwald said, quote, "We hope this becomes a national model for student health and counseling services. University settings are the perfect example of what we can do in the area of human health care and mental health. We are funded by our students, so we have limited resources, but how we creatively use these resources to promote health, recognize risk early, and intervene early before people are suffering is how we can help students flourish and succeed."
Thank you, John, for coming on.
Thank you.
Only 7 weeks out from Election Day, students gathered at the September 13th Commissioner's Court meeting to have their voices heard regarding the Memorial Student Center, better known as the MSC, not being selected as an early voting location. However, after the absence of Precinct 1 Commissioner Steve Aldrich and Precinct 2 Commissioner Russ Ford prevented the court from meeting quorum, which requires 3 physically present commissioners. Students from the Texas A&M chapter of Mobilize, Organize, Vote, and Empower, or MOVE, were listed on the agenda to speak about the MSC not being selected as an early voting location. Biology senior and MOVE president Christina Samuel said the students were left feeling frustrated after they were unable to testify.
You know, people who have jobs and have classes and responsibilities still made time to show up, but the commissioners who were elected to do this in the first place didn't. So that was just extremely disappointing. And I know it wasn't necessarily regarding our issue, but, you know, it was still disheartening to see and be able to go through anyway.
In an interview with the Battalion, Ford said he chose not to attend the meeting due to an ongoing issue with the proposed tax rate in Brazos County, a proposal he could only guarantee wouldn't be passed if he was absent. The next Commissioner's Court meeting will be held next week, but Ford said he will not attend unless his fellow commissioners are willing to negotiate the tax rate issue.
If they will take the tax rate off the agenda, then I will be there to take care of the business of the county. If they continue to leave the tax rate on the agenda, then no. Okay. We're going to settle on the no new revenue rate on the 29th unless they're willing to negotiate.
According to Psychology Junior and MOVE Civics Engagement Director Sabrina Wren, Precinct 3 Commissioner Nancy Berry may go back on her initial vote, removing the MSC as an early voting location.
She was saying that she would vote to reinstate the MSC as an early voting location and was planning on it. However, her colleagues did not show up, so she wasn't allowed to. But next meeting, she is planning on voting to reinstate it.
Unlike Berry, Wren said Precinct 4 Commissioner Irma Colley was devoted to her initial decision about the MSC.
We asked if we could count on her support in the next meeting, and she said no, because it wasn't fair to the real residents of Bryan College Station, which we feel is unfair because A&M students are real residents of Bryan College Station.
With at least 3 commissioners present, the court plans to meet again on September 20th. Samuel said herself and several others from MOVE plan to attend. You can read the full version of this article on thebat.com. After noticing a rise in police and fire calls in the Northgate Entertainment District, Police Chief Billy Couch presented the August 25th City Council meeting with statistics and recommendations for the area. Here to talk more about the future changes coming to Northgate is news writer Amanda Hare. Thank you so much for coming on, Amanda.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
How many police calls were received from Northgate this year?
So this year in 2021, Northgate had 11,000 police calls for service, while Century Square, Post Oak Mall, and University Drive East combined a total of about 1,000 calls. And on top of that, for the 2021 year, the tax revenue for Northgate was about $250,000, while the total expenses from the police and fire departments was about $2.7 million.
So what are the proposed changes that might be coming to Northgate?
Couch suggested requiring cameras within bars, wanting customers upon entry, and removing outdoor speakers. To calm traffic, he also suggested speed bumps to slow the traffic, completing unfinished sidewalks, adding bike lanes, and enhancing the wall along University Drive.
So what is the long-term plan for the Northgate District?
Couch suggested environmental long-term safety considerations, including limiting the number of bars while adding entertainment district fees. He said, quote, "This presentation is not targeting any specific bar, and I have no information to suggest any specific bar is creating these issues. But what I can tell you is that the collective nature of 31 bars in a very small geographic area is problematic, and it creates an unsafe environment that sets the city up for a catastrophic event."
So has City Council made any official decisions about the Northgate District?
As of right now, they have not.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, Amanda.
Thank you for having me.
For more information on all the stories featured in today's episode, visit our website at thebat.com or pick up a print edition on stands every Thursday. This week's contributors are myself, John Chapa, and Amanda Hare. Make sure to check out all the Battalion podcasts, available wherever you get your podcasts.